Alright, hey everyone. So I'm putting together a video, the stuff that I'm taking with me for Petra and I when we go to Europe. This is just the stuff that I will be using and I will be taking with me for her and for what we're going to be doing while we're over there. So we'll be staying in Airbnbs while we're over there. And for respect out of the owners of the Airbnbs, I understand dog hair is really hard to get out. So be respectful of your Airbnbs. So I like to take a dog blanket, the no leak style dog blankets, and it's to toss over the bed. So if there is any incident or leakage or anything, especially dog hair, it's very easy not to get on their beds. As well as I take sheets because obviously I have red hair, as well as since I have a dog, I understand like nobody likes to smell a dog. And the dog hair is really hard to get out, so I prefer to take my own stuff to where then I can replace the clean bedding back on the beds, so when we leave we get good reviews, of course. In this bag is just a cheap pair of sheets, and I like to air seal everything so it just leaves no smells and more space. As well as I added a bar of soap in and some electrolytes in for Petra. This goes in our check-in bag. As well as we'll be over for a while, so we need quite a bit of food because her food's not one that you can just go pick up in the store. So for her, she'll need 11 pounds of food. So I air sealed it so there's no leakage. You can tell it's nice and tight because how thin it is. And then also her supplements, which I really like adding her supplements in just for myself, really. To make me feel better that she's getting stuff that she would need for working and regrowth and all that good stuff. It's just good supplements. As well as some extra collars, some extra tools. Again, I like to put them in an air seal bag to where everything stays where it needs to be versus it rocking, because you don't want loose food in your bag. That's not fun. I'm also taking a bed for her to where like in the car and stuff she can ride on her bed. Or when she's in her crate, because we're taking a pop-up crate, which she might not spend any time in, but it's better to have one with us and not need it than not have one and kind of need it. So for me, I like to put her bed in and then put her dog food in between. And then put it over it, and I also like to air seal this as well. Just in case if your bag gets wet, or if it gets shuffled around a lot, nothing's rocking around, so it's less likely that your dog food's going to get a hole in it and then end up ripping your bag. I also have a small portable fan. It's nothing fancy, but it will help if in case we do need some extra airflow, because there's not a lot of fans over there, to make us feel a bit better and feel more like home. Now we also have a pop-up dog crate. So not every dog can stay in these, but like we've done enough work, we've traveled enough, she'll be totally fine staying in it. We actually have two sizes just because a friend is also going, so her dog's much bigger than mine, so it just pops open. And then you have your crate. And then it's super convenient just to pop back down and then roll it back up. Maybe. We'll get back to it later. And then this is also the extra large size. And then for her backpack. So for her backpack, she'll be traveling on the plane. She'll have her backpack on. This gives me the ability to not only have stuff for me in my bag for her, but also for her to have stuff for her in her own bag. So first we have our pop-up bowls, and then they just fold back down. You can lock them. Super like handy dandy to have. An extra tab, short leash, just in case we need it. It's better to have it in there and not need it. Again, dog food, so she has a pound of food in each side, to where she has at least a day and a half, or she at least has 2 or 3 days in hers, as well as in my my carry-on bag, I have 3 pounds of food for her in my carry-on. Just in case if something was to happen, we have time to get something else. So that is in one side of her bag. On her other side, it has her service dog tag, poop bags, super cute style, and then just a little patch. But this side we have her muzzle, which in Europe we are required to have one with us in case our dog needs to be muzzled or is making somebody uncomfortable and they have to be muzzled. So, and it's not a hard muzzle, it's a soft muzzle. She's used to having to put it on and wear it, just because we had to clean it up a bit because I don't use a muzzle a lot. Muzzle. Done. Thank you. As well as her ball, as you see, she's super excited for. An extra leash. I like leather leads or the biothane leads. And then her other pound of dog food. I'll also be putting her booties in here just for the cobble streets. I want to make sure that if it is too sharp, I can put booties on her and have them so her feet don't get cut up, because that's not any fun. So with that, now on to the paperwork. This is where it really gets to be a nuisance. And there's not a lot of communication about how your paperwork needs to be, and that's probably the biggest reason that I wanted to make this video. For her, I have her big binder. She has her training documents stating that she's been trained to perform a task, which the airport is going to need. And it's best if you go ahead and send all of your paperwork in prior to your flight, so if there's anything that needs to be adjusted, can be adjusted. The airlines have been really, really good about communicating with us what paperwork they need, what they don't. For me, like, I'm an over prepper, so I just try to make sure everything's in a row and I don't have to mess with it when I get there. And then she also has her service dog certificate. And then we go on to the U.S. Department of Services transportation form. So you're going to have 2 separate forms. One form is, completing that the dog is a service dog, that they can perform a task, that they are controlled, all that fun stuff. As well as there's another form that you're going to have to fill out that also provides that the dog can hold their stool for the amount of the flight. And these are forms that you want, as soon as you book your flight, you can send them into the airlines to get your ID number, to where then you don't have to do it at the airport. And these are things that I have learned through this process of finding it all out. You're also going to need your rabies vaccination records. So the best thing to do is get a fresh copy from your vet. Make sure all your information's correct on it. Make sure your microchip number's on it. And then for me, I'm going to have my vet signed it in blue ink just so it verifies, so it's just not a stamp on there. For me, I also like to have my Interceptor and Bravecto records available just in case. And then that is all the paperwork stuff that you're going to need. I definitely advise, if you're going to have a binder and a folder, you might as well have it to where it has all your information, all your travel papers, all that stuff, because this is going to be in your carry-on bag. This is not going in your bag and your checked luggage, because you don't want for it to get lost. Does that make sense? Gross. So with that gives out the information that I have learned in my preparations to go to Europe with my dog. I'm still learning more stuff as we go, and I'm sure whenever we get there, we'll either find out more information or do a video on, well, we didn't really need this, or this, to where then it cuts your space down or gives you the ability to know what else you need. All right, thanks guys for watching. All right, bye.